You wake up. No houses. No streets. No lights. Only darkness and the sound of wind howling across desolate plains. You are on Earth. But this is not the world you know. 200,000 years ago. No modern humans. No technology. No one to help you. Only the wild, ruthless, cold, and crawling with deadly predators. Your footsteps press into the frozen ground. But before you can think, the earth trembles. A massive shadow passes by, an enormous woolly mammoth, towering over 4 meters tall, its curved tusks capable of piercing anything in its path. You hold your breath, stepping back, but then you hear a low growl behind you. You turn and realize you're not the predator. In the darkness, the cold eyes of the Neanderthal cave lion are locked onto you. This is not the lion you know. It's bigger, stronger, able to take down prey with a single pounce. And this time, the prey is you. You run, but before you can react, the snow ahead cracks open. A Smilodon saber-toothed cat lunges forward. Its dagger-like fangs glisten under the moonlight. You're trapped between the deadliest predators of the Ice Age, and all you have are your bare hands. You're not the strongest, not the fastest. You have no claws, no fangs. You're just a fragile creature in a world of giants. Yet somehow, our ancestors survived. They fought, adapted, and conquered this world. But if you were trapped in that era, could you survive like they did? Or would you be nothing more than a faint streak of blood on the frozen ground? Join us as we uncover the brutal world of Earth 200,000 years ago, where only the strongest could survive. 200,000 years ago, Earth was no place for the weak. This was a ruthless world, where every passing day was a battle for survival. From space, the planet still looked familiar. The continents remained in place, but as you moved closer, everything was different. Massive glaciers crawled across the land, crushing everything in their path. Dense forests were blanketed in frost. Vast plains were not the domain of humans, but the battleground of giants. In North America, there were no cities, no highways, only dark forests where towering bears, over 3 meters tall, roamed in search of prey. The endless grasslands were far from safe. At any moment, a Smilodon saber-toothed tiger could lunge from the shadows, ready to end you with a single strike. In Europe, the cold tightened its grip on life. Thick forests, sheer cliffs, and heavy gray clouds covered the sky for months on end. Yet hidden within this frozen landscape, the most fearsome predators lurked. Gigantic Ice Age lions moved through the darkness in silence. They didn't need to rush. One small mistake, and you would be their next meal. Asia stretched endlessly, but nowhere was truly safe. This was a land of brutal snowstorms, of mammoth herds shaking the earth beneath their colossal feet. But even these giants were not invincible, for in the shadows, enormous Ice Age wolves, larger than any wolf species to ever exist, watched and waited for the perfect moment to strike. But if there was one place where nature was at its most unforgiving, it was Africa. Life flourished here, but so did death. Elephants twice the size of modern African elephants, giraffes with warrior-like horns, and predators that knew no mercy. Not just lions, leopards, or hyenas, but long-extinct monsters. One of them was Civatherium, a nearly 1-ton giraffe that could shatter skulls with a single headbutt. And if you thought you could run, remember this. Here, humans were not the hunters. They were the hunted. We are in the Pleistocene epoch, one of the most chaotic periods in Earth's history. A time when snowstorms could wipe out entire forests overnight. A world where temperatures could drop to minus 50 degrees Celsius without warning. When the ice advanced, the oceans receded, revealing new lands. But when the ice melted, the seas reclaimed hundreds of miles of coastline, erasing any life that dared settle there. This Earth was unstable, unsafe, and unforgiving. If you didn't adapt fast enough, you died. If you couldn't find food, you died. If you didn't escape in time, you died. This was not a world for humans. This was a world of predators, and they did not tolerate mistakes. So how did a small, fragile primate, our ancestors, manage to survive in this world? What gave them the edge? And who truly ruled the planet at that time? This world does not welcome the weak. It doesn't care who you are. It won't give you a second chance. One small mistake could be your last. 200,000 years ago, you were not the predator. You had no fangs, no claws, no thick hide to protect you if you were wandering across the frozen plains. The bad news is, something was already watching you. You may not see it, but it sees you. It moves through the darkness. Its footsteps so light you won't hear a sound, only when a pair of glowing eyes flash in the night. Do you realize it's already too late? This is Smilodon, the deadliest predator of its time. Its 30-centimeter-long saber teeth were not for intimidation. They were made to end lives instantly. When it charges, you have only two choices: run or die. But where will you run? Ahead, a massive shadow looms over you. Taller than a horse, 5 times heavier than a modern grizzly bear. This is Arctidus, the short-faced bear. One of the most terrifying land predators to ever exist. It does not need to ambush. It does not need to hide. When it arrives, every other creature steps aside. But you have nowhere left to run. You turn and flee, your heart pounding, your feet sinking into the thick snow. But then, a deep rumble echoes in the distance, and the ground trembles beneath you. A herd of colossal woolly mammoths is on the move, crushing everything in their path. A full-grown adult can weigh over 10 tons. Its enormous curved tusks capable of slicing any thread in half. But even these giants are not invincible. If a young calf falls behind, it becomes a target for the lurking Ice Age wolves, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. But forget the predators on land, for there is another nightmare hiding beneath the frozen waters. The giant crocodile, Purosaurus, a monstrous beast over 10 meters long, stronger than anything that has ever swum on this planet. One bite is enough to crush a megatherium. The giant ground sloth. If you dare approach the rivers, remember, you are not the only one who is thirsty. Yet if there is one place more unforgiving than all the rest, it is Africa. This is not a land where humans could easily survive. Here, today's African elephants are mere dwarfs compared to their ancestors, Paleoloxodon, the largest elephant species to ever walk the earth, with tusks longer than the height of a man. And among these towering creatures roamed a mysterious beast, Saber-toothed, an ancient giraffe with the body of a colossal bison, ready to fight anything that dared trespass its territory. But in this world, even the strongest had enemies, and nothing was more terrifying than a pack of Pachycercuda, the giant Ice Age hyenas, not just scavengers, but relentless hunters bold enough to take down a mammoth calf. This is the law of this world. Hunt or be hunted. Kill or be killed. Adapt or go extinct. But where do humans fit into all of this? A small, slow primate with no natural weapons. No claws. No speed. No strength. By all logic, we should have been wiped out the moment we set foot in this world. But that didn't happen, because humans did not win with strength. We won with intelligence. They had no fangs, but they had fire. They had no claws, but they had spears. And most importantly, they had something no other creature possessed: cooperation. Unlike lone predators, humans hunted in groups. A single Smilodon could easily kill one man, but it couldn't fight an entire tribe. The deadliest hunters became prey. The mightiest beasts were surrounded, attacked, and brought down by small, fragile creatures who were not strong. But who could think ahead? But one question remains unanswered. If humans weren't the only intelligent species, then where are the others? We were not the only humans to ever exist. 200,000 years ago, Earth was home to at least 5 different human species, each with their own way of surviving, their own territories, their own belief that they ruled the world. Yet today, only one remains. What happened to the rest? Were they wiped out by humans? Or was there something else that erased them from the earth? The answer may be more terrifying than you think. We were not always alone. 200,000 years ago, Earth was not home to just one species of human. Homo sapiens was merely one among at least 6 intelligent human species, each fighting for survival. But today, only we remain. Why? What happened to the others? Homo sapiens was never the strongest. We weren't as fast as cheetahs, as powerful as giant bears, or armed with the fangs of saber-toothed predators. But we had one thing no other species had: strategy. For tens of thousands of years, Homo sapiens spread across the planet. We didn't just hunt wild animals. We may have hunted other humans. When we arrived in Europe, Neanderthals were already there. But then, they vanished. When we reached Asia, the Denisovans existed. But then, they disappeared. Homo erectus, the first human species to leave Africa, dominating the planet for over 1.8 million years, was also gone soon after Homo sapiens emerged. Did we, the last surviving humans, ensure that no others remained? But if we truly wiped them out, why do we still carry their DNA? If Neanderthals disappeared, why do modern humans still carry their genetic traces? If Denisovans were erased, why do some populations still have remnants of their DNA? Perhaps, instead of wiping them out, Homo sapiens assimilated them, which means they never truly disappeared. A part of them is still alive, within us. But if not war, then what caused their final extinction? We like to believe humans are the ultimate survivors, but the truth is, we've always been on the edge of extinction. 74,000 years ago, a supervolcano erupted. Toba, in present-day Indonesia, was the most powerful eruption in over 2 million years. It blanketed the planet in ash, blocking out the sun for decades. Without sunlight, crops died, animals starved, and Earth was plunged into a volcanic winter. Some scientists believe that during this period, all human species, including Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, and Denisovans, were pushed to the brink of annihilation. At one point, there may have been only a few thousand survivors scattered across the globe, a dangerously low number for any species to recover from. We came terrifyingly close to being completely erased. And if it happened once, what's stopping it from happening again? There's a question no one has been able to answer. If Homo sapiens encountered other human species, why don't we have clear evidence of wars between them? There are no mass graves of slaughtered Neanderthal tribes, no signs of large-scale battles between species, no undeniable proof of interspecies warfare. Did they disappear without a trace? Or did something else erase them before we even had a chance? An ancient disease? A virus that targeted only other human species but spared Homo sapiens? Or an event so unimaginable that we've never even considered it? Whatever the answer is, one thing is certain: we survived, but we don't know why. The real question is no longer what happened to them, but what will happen to us. 200,000 years ago, we were prey. We lived in fear. Fear of the ice lions lurking in the night. Fear of the giant Arctic bears, ready to crush anything in their path. Fear of the icy storms that could turn an entire land into a graveyard overnight. But somehow, we survived. And not just survived, we became the last species standing. The predators that once terrified our ancestors are now nothing more than fossilized bones. The human species that once shared this planet with us have vanished. Homo sapiens is no longer the weakest. We have become the rulers. But there's one thing we forget. No species reigns forever. A new mass extinction is happening. The mammoths are gone. But today, elephants stand on the brink of extinction. The saber-toothed tigers are now only a memory. But the Bengal and Siberian tigers are down to just a few thousand individuals. And it's not just animals. We are witnessing an event unlike anything in history. We ourselves are pushing thousands of species to extinction. And perhaps, we might be one of them. Fire if we are the dominant species. Why do we fear our own future? Look back at history. Homo erectus ruled this planet for 1.8 million years. But they vanished. Neanderthals were stronger warriors than us. But they disappeared. Denisovans thrived in the Himalayas, adapted to the harshest environments. But today, they exist only in fragments of DNA. And now, only we remain. But the question is, for how much longer? Are we truly invincible? We think we have overcome what wiped out other human species. But the truth is, we are not immune to extinction. We are creating threats our ancestors never could have imagined. Pollution, climate change, nuclear war, artificial intelligence. Any of these could be the Smilodon of our time. And perhaps the greatest enemy we have ever faced is not the monsters of the Pleistocene, not the ice storms, not nature itself. It is us. What happens if Homo sapiens disappears? If humanity vanished tomorrow, what would Earth do? It would keep spinning. Our cities would be swallowed by nature. Forests would rise over highways. The remaining lions would roam the ruins of New York. Rivers would flow through abandoned streets, washing away what we left behind. One day, no one will remember Homo sapiens. We will be nothing more than a thin layer of fossils in the Earth's crust. And perhaps, millions of years from now, another species will rise. But who will it be? If Homo sapiens are gone, who will be the next rulers of this planet? A terrifying future or an inevitable cycle? The story of Homo sapiens is not over. But history has taught us one thing. No empire lasts forever. We may stand at the top of the world today, but tomorrow? Who knows? We are not the first to believe we are invincible, but perhaps we will be the last to make that mistake. The question is not how long we will survive, but what we will do before the end comes. Do you think humanity will last forever? Or are we just a short chapter in Earth's history? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss more incredible stories about the past and future of our planet.